Let's talk about making some drums. Again? We'll do it twice. It's a part 2. Today we're going to talk about making drums, specifically some powerful doubling tools inside of Logic Pro 10. It's an X. 10. They use an... It should be a lot of fun. Let's get right to it, shall we? We put a variation in them right here. So we got some cool stuff going. They're kind of... I put a phaser on them. I put some stuff on them. I want to add to them. But here's the thing. I don't want it to sound like I've got drums and I just stacked a bunch of stuff on top of it. I want to sound like these drums are just beefy. I want them to be beefed up and textured up. They're looking pretty flat to me right now. And I want them to get deeper, richer, and more textured. They need to have a little more, okay? Here's the problem. If this was a beat that I just made and I had quantized everything, snapped it to the grid, that would be super easy to do. Just add textures on them and also lock them to the same grid. This is not the case. That is a human played beat, which means, things are not perfect, which is good. That's good. That's why we went for a break beat instead of programming it ourselves, because we wanted that human feel. But now that I want to punch it up, add some to it, we got to be careful. Because imagine, say I want to double the kicks, which is something I'm going to do. If I just double the kicks to where they're supposed to be, even swing them, those kicks are going to be perfect in time, but not perfectly in time with the track that we have. So they won't be hitting together, and therefore it'll sound like two drums being played at once. It won't sound like the kick is just fatter. We want to add layers, and we want to marry those layers to this drum kit. That's very important, okay? Now, Logic Pro has a really cool way to do it. I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do this. So, the hi-hats I am very happy with. I like the texture of the hi-hats. These are the kicks in the snare. That's all we can hear in this track. So inside of Logic Pro, I can go to track, replace or double drum track. Okay, check this out. Now we're looking at this track here, and I can set the relative threshold. So look at this, and then look at the track right beneath it, right of underneath it. Do you see this track? Big track, this track. Are you following? You see these MIDI notes that it's laying out? It's basically suggesting maybe these are the notes that you wanted. Here's the crazy thing. It puts them in a velocity that it thinks is correct, which it's doing a pretty good job of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make that. And now that easily, I've got a MIDI track. Sounds really bad right now, obviously. Obviously. Sounds horrible right now, which is fine. I'm not worried about it sounding bad. But come in, look in close, because these are not perfectly in time. Look at that. That one's way behind. That one's behind. You see what I'm saying? These are not by any means in time. It's beautiful. With this sort of thing, you used to have to... I would have had to gone and done every one and nudged it just to match up. Yeah, it would have been painstaking. We're already done. That was super easy. So, we've got that MIDI track. Now, the one thing it doesn't separate is I've got snares and kicks in this. Because I want those tracks to be separate. So this one's going to be the kick. This one's going to be the snare. Now, I like how much this snare punches. You want to hear it real quick? Over here with this. I like how much impact there is in the snare. I just want a little crispy top to the snares. So maybe like a snap, a textury crunch almost. But all I have to do is just delete all of the ones that aren't... Just delete everything that's not 2 and 4. And so now that I've got those, I'm going to go ahead and lock these into a fixed velocity. But do not quantize these. You do not want to quantize these. Okay, let's pick our texture. For that, I think I've got a cool one up in here. I'm going to add a little bit of pitch shift to this drum. What that's going to do is make it sound like there's more snaps. I'm not, you'll see, watch this. So when I take my pitch shifter, right now it sounds like this. But when I add an octave lower, this is a whole octave lower. And that doesn't necessarily sound better or worse. But both of them, sounds like there's a little more going on. That adds a little bit of texture up there. That's exactly what I wanted. Then I'm gonna fatten up this kick a little bit. So now I just need to take out all of the backbeats Now the wonderful thing, this is so good. Logic Pro, when it decided to put these MIDI notes down, it did put them with velocity. That was velocity sensitive, what it did. So when you hear it, you hear those notes, it's got a humanness to it. It still feels human. So even though we're putting a sample on top of it, it's gonna feel human. I think, I hope. Let me throw a sample in here real quick. Hey. And I'm gonna take the velocity up to this is sounding really good. Now we just need to make sure these are not at all in each other's way, okay? Which means I'm gonna go ahead and make these into audio tracks because I like looking at that better. It'll better match what we got going on. Now we got some audio tracks. I'm gonna take a bunch of the low end out and a bunch of the high end out of this one. Yeah, you hear that? You hear how they're marrying together? They're not fighting. They can't fight each other. That is what cannot happen. Now we have a little room to be even more aggressive with our effects on this track. I might try a little more of this. Okay, let's hear how this sounds with the transition. That's really cool. That worked really well. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of texture. Sorry, I'm gonna pad this real quick so it's not just killing our ears. Give me a second. Only this mic is working right now, so. I killed a man with this thumb. Ouch, my ears. We're back, folks. We're back. Yeah, that was fun. These tambourines need a bit of loving. Pretty lame right now. That's pretty close. Check this out though. A little bit of delay. I'm gonna try to get a ching, 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 ching. Almost like I shook them, but the thing is I did not shake them. That's the thing. But if I put these on 8 notes. Hey. Oh. Whoa. I'm gonna try to percussify my voice. Oh, drop some stuff. Check this out. See this? See this little guy? Yeah, I'm gonna try to percussify my voice. Your glorious one. I guess I should look at that when I quote a thing. It's hard to find Andy Griffith Show quotes. So I quoted one, and I probably won't be able to find it. Although I have all of them, I need to be better at getting a DVD player, figuring out, and then I can do that. I should do that more often. I need to make sure I have my DVD. Okay, that was quite a tangent. Blah 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 blah. Ow. I want to sing a little bit and I want to include percussion part. What am I trying to say? I want to sing a part, but I don't want it to sound like a sung-in part. It's gonna sound like a singing part, but it's gonna be very percussive singing. And I want it to go with the percussion. Like it's in the same effects, it's a part of the percussion. Like the drummer was back there and was like, yeah! It was like he was making the noise. She, could have been she. They were making the noise. They were making the noise back there. It wasn't. I think this will be a cool mic to do it with. This is a Shure 520DX. Yeah, and actually what I found out, it's a harmonica microphone. It's true. You can check me on this. It has its gain on the microphone, which means when you're playing, you can play and change. You see what I'm saying? You know what a harmonica is. It's like it would like, but you got the mic right here. I don't know how to play the harmonica, but you get the point. I'm gonna see what it sounds like to record some stuff through it and make it into percussiveness. So let's give it a shot. Check. What do you think about that, guys? This microphone really deadens things. I'm gonna get expression out of it, so I really gotta over exaggerate. So it'll come through in the end. But I think it's gonna be really cool. So let's try it. Almost like trash in the camp. Honestly though, you know what I did? I'm an idiot. I gotta do that again. I recorded through the wrong microphone. I was having so much fun. Try again. Hey. We'll just go with that. I'm not too picky about it. I feel like I should tune it. Well, I'm doing it. I don't think I needed to tune it. But hey, whatever floats your goat. Do a couple things to make it more percussive. The first thing, low dynamics control with the noise gate. I'm just gonna lock it in. And then it almost sounds like a chop. Yeah, that's cool. Add a little texture with retro color 20. Snareify. Then I'm gonna do a little slap on that, a little slap delay using Sound Toys Echo Boy Jr. There we go. Last thing is y'all see what just happened? Okay, that was kind of subtle. Let me break that down just a little bit. Oh, let me stretch first. Yeah, oof. You saw the chain. That's the chain I had. And it contains, we'll go from top to bottom. So out of the mic sounded like this. Take out some of the low end. We do a noise gate. So anything below the noise gate we're cutting out, and it ends up getting a little choppier, a little more percussive. We take out the in-between zhuzh. Just take it out, it's more percussive. Tube EQ. Makes it lo-fi. Echo Boy Jr., little slap delay. The RC20 is adding a little bit of distortion and a little noise. Decapitator to saturate. And now this is where it gets interesting. I've got two Valhalla delays here. One of them is set up to come in on the 8th note, I've got a second Valhalla that has the same parameters, except it's coming in a quarter note late, and it has all the low end scooped out of it, so it's just the high end. So we're getting dweep dada, dweep dada, dweep dada. It doesn't change octaves, but you get what I'm saying. It's like dweep dada, dweep dada. And so now it sounds like we're doing a lot more than we actually did. Check it out. Check that out, man. I like that. We've just added layers of drums here. I want to add these layers of drums into a track stack. And I want to marry this layer and just do a couple, just one little touch up, make sure everything is going together real well. I like that. Let's check it out real quick. Let's see how much heavier these drum impacts are. I think they're gonna be a lot better.